morning, my dear subscribers. You're welcome to Sunlight Grant channel, where we give you the latest of the UAAG disbursement funding. In case you're new on my channel, please don't forget to click on the notification bell and like, subscribe. In case we drop new videos, you'll be highly updated.
And rewarding day. We are here in the grant ecosystem, and as I can see, the atmosphere, everything is working to the expectation of the masses. Disbursement is here with us. Today we will look at three critical subjects in this session. A complaint by bundle heads of a plan by NGO CEOs to disburse the only one bundle going to be given to them back to themselves among the circle of CEOs. Then the third concept is the expected arrangement towards the UAAG disbursement. Let's quickly look at the first subject of this session, which is the purported letter by Admin Rio currently circulating in the grant space. In the first instance, this Admin Rio did not believe in the existence of UAAG grant. He was campaigning and cajoling the media or the masses to believe on Theobarth grant. At a certain time, he started believing on the UAAG grant and cooked up one base relief pack, deceiving the masses of going to disburse the grants to them as a relief before the disbursement of UAAG grants. He extorted money from the public, calling them to pay 1,000 naira to receive 1 million naira or pay 5,000 to receive 5 million naira when he is not even a grant handler. Having seen that he can't live up to his promise to the masses he extorted, he reinvented another plan and metamorphosed into cajoling some gullible media, the same people who extorted money from, cajoling them again into paying another 1,000 or 2,000 naira for him to publish a newspaper in an attempt to protest against the non-disbursement of UAAG grant. The same grant he never believed in the first instance. All this, the media should understand that Admin Rio is trying to save his head from being called to refund the millions of naira that he extorted from the masses. Looking critically at the content of this purported Admin Rio newspaper publication, he claimed that the UAAG grant has been placed on fixed deposit. Is this actually true? And he's threatening of a mass protest because of delayed UAAG disbursement due to placing the grants on fixed deposit. This is purely a baseless and unsubstantiated claims in entirety. The UAAG country director, Apostle Ambassador Dr. Ken Wakama, intimated the masses that the grant is to be dropped in his account. He said the CBN have already concluded the plan for depositing the money in his account. At that instance, the masses are aware that the grant handlers were requested to provide 3 particular accounts to CBN for the money to be transferred into. This was as of last week. That implies between that sketch of last week to today we are standing, we expected a feedback from the UAAG that the money has been dropped into the account for disbursement. And this is where all of us are. Then why is Admin Rio claiming of the money having been deposited in the UAAG grant account being placed on fixed deposits? This is one of those elements that we the masses need to fight against, because they are already a thorn in the flesh of the expected beneficiaries of this grant. I know the information, the topic itself is baseless. It holds no importance to the grant ecosystem at the moment. This is a misinformation, and you know the offense of misinformation in Nigeria. They need to prove to the grant handlers how the grant was being deposited in the account with adequate weight of evidence. And if it doesn't have this evidence to prove to the masses and to the UAAG, then he needs to be picked and detained till the UAAG grant disbursement is complete. So the masses should not have anything to worry about such a baseless paper. It holds no importance and it holds no effect. The government, before they act, need to confirm if the acquisitions or the petitions submitted to them is substantiated enough. The question at the moment is the UAAG grant actually placed on fixed deposit as claimed by Admin Rio? The answer is no. The grant is not placed on fixed deposit. This is misinformation by Admin Rio and his team. And we call on the appropriate authority to investigate this misinformation and take adequate action against this to stop creating noise in the grant ecosystem. The Uaagupdates that Admin Rio is from disowned him a few weeks ago over the same misleading and criminal activity. This activity is purely a way of Admin Rio attempting to exonerate himself from the many extortions he has involved in the grant ecosystem, even when he's not a grant handler. And again, what moral standing does Admin Rio have to call on protest in a grant that he is not an architect of? Is he a grant handler? Is he a stakeholder that attracted these grants to Nigeria? No. So what responsibility or what right did he actually have to call for protest over a grant that he has no connection with? Admin Rio is a meddlesome interloper and should be treated accordingly. Should be placed in the place he rightly belongs to. We, the masses, all grant subscribers, the NGO CEOs, the bundle heads, the entire masses in the grant ecosystem disown Admin and his entire team over this purported newspaper publication. And we call on the UAAG or the grant handlers to investigate this misinformation and take adequate action on him. We don't want to see him strolling this media space and misleading the public. We are in the eve of UAAG grant disbursement. We don't want any distraction at this instance. All his team should be placed where they rightly belong to. If there is any reason for any protest, it is the NGO CEOs who are actual partners who come into one umbrella or one body to call for protest. But the activities happening lately doesn't give anyone any reason to resort into protesting, because from what the country director of UAAG said, disbursement is already at our doorsteps. Why should anyone protest at this hour? Now let's look at the second subject of this session. NGO CEOs planning to disburse the entire grant to themselves. Yes, the information or the voice note from this bundle head, according to him, that the NGO CEOs are planning to disburse the only one bundle they will be given back to themselves in a CEO forum. Now the question is this a fact? Is this claims by bundle head actually true? But I would have loved to talk more on this because there are committees in the UAAG responsible for addressing this. But for the sake of those audience who are calling on me to help inform the UAAG of the plan of the CEOs to truncate the disbursement of these grants to bundle heads. On this basis, I wish to state that to you bundle heads, you have nothing to worry about. If there is actually such plan or arrangement by NGO CEOs to disburse this money to themselves, there is an already set up committee by the UAAG to monitor the disbursement of these grants state by state, region by regions, by the UAAG monitoring team. There is a monitoring team that needs to checkmate the activities of these CEOs in every state of this federation. When the grant is disbursed completely to the recipients, this committee expects a statement of account filed within 5 to 7 days to the committee. And this committee will go through the statement to confirm if this money are actually disbursed to the bundle heads that deserves the grant. So no CEOs will truncate what is meant for the bundle heads or recipients. If there is any arrangement, there are some CEOs that have no beneficiaries or recipients.